Hi everybody, I'm Jessica Nicole Dickerson, aka JND, and welcome back to another video. So you may have noticed, we are in a new environment. I am currently under a bed, like a bunk bed. You can't see it, but yeah, I have the little under table and this baby closet as my room space. So for today's video, I'm doing a book outlet haul, and I'm also going to talk about some books that I was sent, which is very exciting. First time being sent books that I didn't purchase. I'm a real booktuber now, guys. Watch out. Watch out. The content, watch out. Okay, getting into the haul, most of these books are from book outlets, but let's briefly talk about the ones that were sent to me. So, the very first book I want to talk about is Kingdom of Souls. Oh yes, this bad boy right here. And look how beautiful the spine is and everything. Yes, currently only 16 pages into this, and it comes out in a few days. I plan on having a dedicated vlog for this book up. Yes, so far really cool, very eerie. I can't wait to share more thoughts with you guys, but they sent it to me. So this was sent by Epic Reads, and I can't thank them enough. And it's not sponsored, don't worry. I'm not that cool yet. I don't get sponsorships. I'm not there yet. They just sent it to me for my opinion, my little Jess's opinion, you know. Okay, and then the next few books I got on book Twitter, there was a lot of hype over this book box that had black authors, and they were sending it to black booktubers, and I was seeing a lot of my friends get it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do something about this. I messaged Penguin Teen and asked them, I'm like, hey, I've noticed you've sent out a lot of box. I have a YouTube channel, a booktube channel, like, check me out. Would it be okay if I got a box? They messaged me back and went like, yeah, let's send you some box. And I'm like, is this real life? Like, am I an actual YouTuber? What? And I also plan on having reviews for all these books as well. So really quickly, because I'm gonna dive in deeper into these in different videos, but I have obviously stories from my lifetime, and then the stars and blackness between them. So these two come out in September, and I plan on adding these to my TBR for the month, so that way I can give you guys a review before they come out. And so far so good. And what's also really cool about this box is that we got little notes from the author, and it's just so personal, you know. Like, I think people forget that books are like written by people, and like they have a purpose, and it's just really cool to hear some background on the books that I received, and it's so cool. I can't breathe. Okay, and then I have two books that are coming out in October. So I have War Girls, which I'm really looking forward to because I've read from Tochi Abochi's books before. Sorry, I butchered his name. But I've read Beasts Made of Night. I need to read his sequel. I think it's Crown of Thunder. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is one of my most anticipated books. So I'm very excited for that. And then I have The River and Royal Blood. So this one just like, can we just take a second to like, this is in my hands and it's so beautiful. Oh my god. So I am definitely really looking forward to all these books. I can't believe that anyone would send me like anything ever, so very excited about that. Now I'm gonna hop into all the book outlet books that I got. So y'all know I have a book outlet problem. Getting books for like $6 and under just excites me to no end, and I should probably like fix that, but like why? I love collecting books, but like my wallet does not agree. The first book I'll mention is Allegedly by Tiffany D. Jackson. So I read Monday's Not Coming. This was her first novel that she published. Can't talk words. So I'm really excited to dive into this as her debut novel, see if I like her writing style. I feel like I love her writing style, and I know she had a third book also released recently that I want to get to. I just feel like she's a new favorite author of mine. I just want to confirm that with this, and when I saw it for like $5, I was like, cha-ching! The next book I got is down here. It's Always Never Yours. I've heard tons of booktubers talk about it. I don't remember the exact details of it. I also don't like to go into detail when it comes to book hauls because I like to dive into a book not knowing much about it, so excuse that fact. But well, bam, I know it has Shakespeare in it and plays and stuff, and I'm excited because if you didn't know, I did Shakespeare play this summer. So I feel like this book is going to give me some really great nostalgia, and I think a couple wrote this book together. Yes. So I feel like that'll add an interesting layer to it, so I'm really looking forward to it. It just seems like a really cute contemporary. The next book I purchased was The Blood Spell by CJ Redwine, which is kind of like a series that she has. I feel like each book can stand on its own. You don't have to read it in a certain order, but it's like fairy tale retellings. I've read 2 of these so far, and I've really enjoyed the world and how she creatively navigates these already told stories and adds like layers to them. I also like how the characters, you kind of see and recognize the different like species that are kind of recycled because it's in the same world. All the books are in the same world. The characters also live in the same like time period, so it's like this big vast universe, but it's just like done so well, and her writing is also done so well. So I'm very excited to dive into this as well. And I have one other one of hers. There's 4 of them right now that I know of, so I need to dive into those as well. Don't just books make you so happy? The next book I got was Two Roads from Here by Teddy something with an S. I'm horrible with names, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I picked this up in Barnes & Noble's months ago and was like, hey, this concept's really cool. Do I remember what it's about now? No. But it says 5 high school seniors, 1 life-changing decision, 2 very different roads, which I think is perfect. I know I'm in college, in my senior year of college actually, fun fact. Basically, I feel like high school senior year and like college senior year are very kind of similar in the sense of you are again at a crossroads making a decision. So I felt like this was very up that alley, and I believe there is also a deeper element to this contemporary because I kind of like more deep rooted dramatic contemporary, but I also really like contemporary that explores the idea of decision making and committing to your like passion and things like that. So I feel like this is like that. I really hope this is kind of good, you know, who knows. I'm just making sounds at this point. I should move on. The next book that I grabbed was When They Call You a Terrorist. So this is a memoir. I've been talking about wanting to pick up more diverse literature, but I also want to get more into nonfiction, memoirs, and things like that. I feel like there's so many educated people in the world, and I should start diving into their knowledge and exploring new ideas. So very much interested to read this. I'm tad bit scared because nonfiction isn't exactly my forte, and it's about something so serious, but I feel like that's also what's going to really help tie me into this memoir and give me new perspective, hopefully. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, and then I also grabbed Famous in a Small Town by Emma Mills. I read First and Then by Emma Mills, and since then have purchased all of the books she has written. I really like her writing style. It's very fun. Don't know if it's exactly diverse, but it's fun, so I had to snag it. It was cheap. That's the reason for most of these book purchases. It's cheap and I want it. That's justification enough, I feel. And I also grabbed Finding Felicity by Stacey Cade. So I heard this one is similar to Fangirl in the sense that she is finding herself in college. I think she also has a very like online presence where she has made fictional friends or something like that. I don't know if it's an online presence or she just fictionalized her friends and told her mom that she had friends when she didn't, and she's kind of lonely and figuring that out. So yeah. I feel like I will connect deeply with this in my college years, but it seemed interesting and I got like really good reviews and my friends have recommended it to me, so I stole it. Just kidding, I purchased it. And another book I purchased because I previously read a book from this author. So Sharon G. Flake also wrote, I think it was In My Skin. I can put a picture up. I read it last year. It was one of my last books of 2018. Absolutely adored it. It was about self-love and it was just so beautiful. So this one is called You Don't Even Know Me, which is, so I think it's poetry and stories about boys. So it seemed really interesting. I feel like I tend to lean more towards like female voices, but of course that's not accurate. Like, I need to expand my horizon and, you know, my perception and allow other stories. It just seemed really interesting, and I love her writing style, and I really like poetry, so I feel like this was a good purchase, but I need to read it, obviously. And this next book has been on my TBR, like my add to Amazon cart, for so long, and I finally grabbed it for like $4, Calling My Name by Lorena Tamarini. I can't do names. I should just stop doing names. I'm so sorry. But yes, I don't even remember what this book is about, but it grabbed my attention enough that it's been in my cart forever. I love the cover illustration. It's so beautiful. It's a little washed out. I hope you can see it. It's so beautiful, and I feel like it's of the essence of Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter that I read recently, but it's just a diverse contemporary that I feel like I will vastly enjoy, as I have been enjoying a lot lately. Yeah. The next book that I also purchased is because of the author, so it is What Mama Left Me by Renee Watson. So Renee Watson wrote one of my favorite all-time books, Piecing Me Together. If you haven't read it yet, unfriend me. Oh, hello, I'm filming a video.
I'm sorry.
No, you can come in.
I'm just gonna change real quick.
How dare you? You're such a bad person. I purchased a bunch of books, so I'm telling people about the books I buy.
Oh my god,
I'm so bougie.
It's a book haul.
It's a book haul, to be exact. So my roommate just came in. So that's always fun. That's always a little awkward time. But I have to talk quickly because the sun is setting. But basically, I read Piecing Me Together by Renee Watson last year, and it was one of my favorite books of all time. A lot of people talk about how The Hate You Give is like their favorite book. To me, Piecing Me Together just like hit all the spots. It like talked about so many like deep things, but of course let's stop talking about that because this video is not about that. But if you haven't read it, I really highly recommend it. It's up there with Poet X and The Hate You Give for me. I just can't recommend it enough. But yeah, so obviously I'm purchasing all of her books because I now want to like promote her and also read more great content. So I'm really excited and have high expectations for What Mama Left Me. This next book, I also read the first installment last year, so this is the sequel to A Wrinkle in Time, so A Wind in the Door. That's the name of it. It's a very odd name. And then I was so happy to find this style because my first book is in this kind of style with the, because I know they changed the covers recently, so I'm trying to collect this cover because this is the one I have. So it was like $2, so I grabbed it from Book Outlet. The next book I have, I already read, and it's American Street by Ibby Zaboy. I gave this one, I believe, 4 stars. It's still a pretty solid 4-star. It would have been a 5-star, but the ending had me so I can't talk about it right now, but yeah, this is, and it's so beautiful. I'm so happy to have this book now. It's so beautiful, and Ibby Zaboy's writing is just magical. And the last book that I grabbed was A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I'm very happy I found this for such a steal on Book Outlet because everyone's raving about it or slash hating on it. So I wanna, you know, dive into it eventually, collect my own thoughts about it. Sounds right up my alley. I love high fantasy or urban fantasy. I'm not too sure exactly where on the spectrum of fantasy it is. I feel like it's more urban, but we'll see. But it sounds just right up my alley with magical elements, and also it's like a fairy tale retelling, Beauty and the Beast, and I believe also, what was another, oh, and it's very cheesy. I think it has like a heavy romance, which I also really like in fantasy, especially after the Last Magician. The tension is just so good, so I kind of have high expectations for this. We'll see if it lets me down. This stack is just massive, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you liked it. I know you guys like book hauls as much as I do. I obsess. They're my favorite videos to watch too. So please comment down below. Did you read any of these? Did you like them? Is there any of these that I like need to read ASAP? Like needs to be put immediately onto my TBR? Just let me know. I'm curious. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.